I need my hat.
Oh shit! I already started recording. You don't have your
don't
hat.
Worry about it.
You don't
That's
even,
right.
bro.
Wear it with the headset anyway.
This show is already foobarred, man. He doesn't have his hat.
I don't want to go bald like you. It's against the rules.
Hey, listen. Girls tell me I look better with no hair. So
definitely, then if you had if I had the John Cena going, so I'd be checking it shit with the mirror.
They did him so dirty.
I'm bald. I heard he's gone up totally bald though. He's straight heel now.
Did he end up doing that?
I don't know. I'm just fucking.
Well, because I saw the teaser and I was like, "There's no way he ain't gonna do that."
His head looked like one of those flat Earth maps where just the dome was popping up like the top.
Hey, listen, man. I did meet a girl recently, and she seemed really cool until she started talking about all that flat Earth stuff, and I thought she was kidding. She was being dead serious.
We'll save that for another episode.
Well, dude,
we'll save that for another episode.
She sent me so much literature on this shit, and I ran. I was like, "Okay, bye."
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, we should probably get down to
just the main thing.
You know, unfortunately,
you could act like you cared. I mean,
unfortunately, it's true when they say that the hotter the crazy, the hotter the crazier. So, you know,
speaking of crazy,
you figured out.
Last show, Insane John Strange. Oh, I'm Negdog, by the way. How you doing, Coach?
Oh yeah, I was trying to do that. Yeah, this is Coach Negdog. He's the owner of the NCW.
Are we live here? We're in a show.
No, we're just recording right now. I just record. Okay. I pre-record because when I was going live, there was trolls in the comments typing out the N-word letter by letter.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you know.
What, they were making Negdog? What do you mean?
Yeah, the N-word. Yeah, totally. That's the N-word for sure. Yeah. But no, dude, I didn't feel like relying on moderators because you got to have people watching for that stuff to kick those people. And, you know, the people that I know, the people that I know aren't even punctual. So
I'm sorry for being late because to be early is to be on time. And I was ready, but I didn't know I needed a headset and it was echo Sykes. So I was pretty quick on getting the laptop up with the headset though. You got it.
Yeah, he definitely scurried for sure.
So how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Echo Sykes, pleasure to be here on the Sykes ward. I've said it's a fitting place to come on.
You know what?
I'm getting asked left and right, but I've turned down multiple. But when you said let's do a Sykes ward,
yeah, man,
I'm about it.
Almost had to beg him. So
you didn't have to pay me, so that
was. he waived his fee.
Get some content, and you can make a little money.
Yeah, hopefully this will reach. You know, but listen, this is already kind of turning in
10 of your viewers, your relatives.
There's at least 20
that you live with, or
that I kind of pay to watch the show to get my streams.
I love it. Dude. Hey, you got to do that.
No, but this is kind of turning into a wrestling podcast because I have always somehow led it to wrestling. And then now I'm interviewing wrestling motherfuckers. Well, I interviewed a lot of musicians too. I'm actually trying to get diverse with who I interview from different fields and stuff. So I've interviewed a ton of musicians already. So
music,
you know,
mayhem.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, it makes sense. So now
maybe
we got
a comedian on here next.
I definitely want to. I know some. I definitely know some.
It's from the very beginning, since the open mics and the
Lawrence. We should get Lawrence on here for sure.
Yeah, shout out Lawrence Green.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Green. We're Team Green, right? I mean,
and he always gives me drunk cigarettes, so he's a real one.
You're still smoking the Kansas sticks, huh?
No, dude.
Yeah.
Only when I'm good and drunk, I'll be like, I need it. I'm like, you know what? Drunk cigarettes don't even really count. They don't.
So what?
Do a whole pack in a night.
Been going on since the last show, or what was your input or outtake on the last couple of shows? You always liked wrestling, like you said. What's it been like to actually? I mean, you're the interviewer. Why am I interviewing you?
Yeah,
To
I know. What
actually
are you doing? You taking
perform
over
at
the show?
these
You
shows.
can't help it, can you? You can't help it. Every time there's a show, you're like, all right, I'm in charge. I got
Been
to
a
put this
while since
together.
Negdog Radio, man. I got to bring it back. You know,
Yeah, for
it's
real.
just. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys doing your own thing, and felt like I was way before the time. So now with the technology, it's pretty cool to be able to do this.
Yeah, for real. So you want to like just go from the beginning? Because I don't even. I've known you for
It's
years,
your
and I don't
show,
even.
bro. It's
Yeah.
your show.
Well,
It's
I
your
always like
show.
to go to the. I
So
always
what
like
do
to
you
go to
mean
the
you know for
origin.
me years? I don't know who the hell you are.
I've known of you forever, dude. Everybody knows
I
who that
know.
is.
It's
But
going on 10 years now. Can you believe that?
dude, I don't want to talk about it. I just turned 36 today.
I think you had hair. I can't remember.
I definitely had hair. I had
You
long
had
hair,
hair.
man.
Okay, all right. I think you had hair. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a lot skinnier too.
Yeah.
I was like fucking. It was crazy. I wasn't even on drugs. I just rode a bike everywhere, so I was like mad skinny. I need to start riding a bike again,
I
dude.
think it was that fluoride they're putting in the water.
They took our goddamn fluoride. Now we're gonna lose all our teeth.
Yeah, I don't. I can account that didn't matter. So it wasn't the fluoride, bro.
I'll just get golds. You
I
know, I'll
know
get
I
a
got.
complete set.
Remember, I had all white golds. Make sure those snap-ins will fuck your teeth up, kids. Don't get snap-ins.
Yeah, man. Wait, what?
Yeah,
These
yeah,
snap ins.
yeah.
Huh? Don't tell me that.
Every time you pull them on and off, it just tears the enamel off your teeth.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, dude.
Sure, dude. So going back doing music, what's it been like on the journey? Now you got Sykes Ward, you know.
I just been doing the same old shit, dude. Just doing shows and trying to like, you know, like shows worth doing with people worth doing them with, and also branch out to a podcast because I did some podcasts and I got a good response from the people watching. So I was like, I'll just start my own then.
You got a nice looking studio. You got a good voice. You're not too hard on the eyes. So yeah. You got connections. I mean, you've been on some of the biggest stages with some of the biggest artists.
Yeah. So I figured everybody got a podcast and most of them, they're just talking about nothing, you know, like Seinfeld. But I actually got crazy shit to say. So, you know, why not? So yeah, because like when did this whole NCW thing start? Because it just kind of popped up out of nowhere. And then I didn't even know it was your thing. I saw that Dom was involved, but then all of a sudden you pop up as basically like Vince McMahon, you know,
Well,
or
I
Eric
mean,
Bischoff. Well, maybe not
I'm the
Bischoff.
original Neg Dog. So, well, actually, not. There's a few maybe elder Neg Dogs and even me, but it was my coach, my last name, Neglio, Paul Neglio. How y'all doing? Got the government. I mean, it's public record, Negdog Championship Wrestling Incorporated. We're a real Florida S corporation. And you said, you saw Dom was involved. That was the main reason because my son, Nick Swift, uh, Domosaurus Rex, you guys know, you guys song together, did shows together, some big artists. I was
They're
there in
not
the
the same
crowd.
person. What are you talking about, dude?
Not the same person. You're right there. It's a clone.
Yeah,
Cloning.
you
One of the
gotta.
early clones.
They're definitely
One of the
different people. I've
first.
just never seen them in the same room together at the
Have
same
you
time.
ever? I don't know. Right. Has anybody seen Domosaurus Rex lately?
No,
I've seen music. I just haven't seen him.
no, definitely not.
So
I've seen a lot
doing
of
the
Nick Swift though.
shows and moving up to Spring Hill, the king of the hill. Just decided, there's nothing really up here to do. And always grew up watching championship wrestling from Florida, back
Yeah,
in the day. Gordon Soley, Dusty. And hell, if my son's a wrestler and some of these jabronis were running companies, didn't know what they were doing. I figured, heck, I like running some companies. I like wrestling. Some night guy gave me the idea of music and mayhem. I know there's a lot of music artists. What if we did like our music shows, our festivals, and had wrestling matches there too?
mm-hmm.
Echo. Wouldn't that be cool?
That's actually a really good idea. Because
So,
who is doing that?
I mean, I'm not gonna say I came up with it because WrestleManias have always had like music, like the main WrestleMania shows. So I kind of like that concept of having the music artists there. And of course, I guess I could say Billy Corgan, the Smashing Pumpkins lead guitar, lead singer, starter, founder of the Smashing Pumpkins, bought the NWA. So watching his show, if you haven't watched it yet, watch out Adventures in Carneyland on Amazon Prime. And it talks to you about how it's a documentary of how he bought the NWA and dealing with the carnies. And that's why it's called Adventures in Carneyland.
Man, I didn't know none of that, dude. I actually
Yeah.
heard the Smashing Pumpkins brought up the other day, and I was like thinking, yeah, they just
But
literally
when I go
disappeared.
think back now, he was actually trying to promote the NWA and was putting the ring in the frickin' at the show just to help promote it. And these carnies didn't know how to sell 100 tickets, and they were trying to tell him how to run a business. And he was like, let me take you to a show where there's going to be 25,000 people that paid for tickets and put the ring in the middle of it. And maybe you guys will understand where I'm coming from. So I guess that would kind of be an inspiration too of maybe the concept. But I always thought it would be cool to have like y'all, the rappers in the ring and the comedians in the ring doing their set. I thought that would be cool. I
That
thought it
is
would
lit.
look cool as a fan. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I came up with the concept. Nobody had it and trademarked it. So, and we did our first show was a sellout, standing room only. We had a couple hundred tickets advancing, and at the door, those were all gone. All the seats were gone, and people were standing. We had to pull seats from the back. And then we rearranged it last show. You couldn't see as much on camera because we made the VIP bigger and closer. Did you like that? How it was bigger and closer to the stage?
Yeah.
And so, we're tweaking and getting everything better show by show, and hopefully starting to get the matches up on YouTube and stuff so you can watch the reruns and production. And hopefully we'll have some performances from some of the artists here soon too, like yourself.
Yeah. So that's definitely one of the coolest things I've ever done because as a kid, I was supposed to grow up to be a pro wrestler, and then I decided to grow up to be a rapper. So I get to do both. Like I never thought in a million years I'd be rapping in a fucking wrestling ring. So that's definitely one of the cooler things that I've ever done, or can say that I did. Who the fuck? Not a lot of people could say that.
I mean, it was a coincidental that last WrestleMania or whatever that Travis Scott just happened to show up out of nowhere with a belt that had duct tape on it like ours. And I'm not saying, we've never been bit by the big timers or anything, but it was kind of coincidental. Ours was first, by the
I
way.
kind of believe in that shit, man, because I've been watching it happen over
I
the
think
years
they've
in
been
music.
watching.
I, I
Yeah.
got I got friends who are like not big, and they'll do something and tell me about it, and then we'll see it later by a bigger name.
I mean, remember Bruce Banner, my little brother and Dom wrote, and then Gucci Man and Buzz Believe or whatever. Remember we did that show and he was together with Dom.
You
And
say Bez
yeah.
Believe?
No, I said Buzz Believe because he
Who's
doesn't
Buzz
deserve
Believe? Because there's a Bez Believe
it.
around here. Are you talking about the same dude?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, some
The
guy that
Hustle God or whatever, the MAGA rapper now?
the biting god. Yeah, check out Bruce Banner by Domosaurus Rex, and then check out Bruce Banner by Gucci Man and Buzzard Believe or somebody
Buzzard
like
Believe. Yo,
that.
hey, I did a
Biting
show with
Believe.
I did a show with
And
him and Forgiato Blow a couple years ago, actually, in the woods
we did
somewhere.
one
It
with
was
him
wild.
up in Ocala, and a dude got in a fight before the show. Dude hit him, fucking knocked him out, and they wanted to throw everybody out of the show.
Bez Believe got knocked out?
It was before Bez Believe even performed. It was one of the guys before Dom. It was like those opening acts. And a dude, it's on Dom's YouTube.
Bro, I need to see
The
that
dude
shit.
came with like a rolled dimes and hit the dude, and the dimes went flying.
Yo, no way.
yeah. It was that damage was.
He knocked the fucking Sonic coins out of him, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I need to see that shit, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fucking awesome.
It's on Dom's YouTube. It's hilarious. Guy gets
That's
knocked out at Oh, I said his name. Buzz Believes.
Buzzard
Yeah.
Believe.
So then imagine after we have a song comes out, he was like, yeah, he had a Gucci Man on a show, same name song, Bruce Banner. So that brings us. We can segue right into our thing about stolen or Stalin. Okay. Was it Stalin or was it original? So since we did music in Mayhem, have you noticed all of these Mayhem wrestling shows that have been popping up all over the place?
Yeah, I believe I seen some about that recently. Yeah.
Like you were saying it's kind of old news now that we're already in May, and
Yeah.
it was like imitation's the biggest form of flattery,
Well, ever since I got these gold fangs, I've been seeing a lot more people with gold fangs, and then that movie Sinners, ever since it came out, everybody's getting gold fangs now. So I think I got to think of a
They got
new.
it, Sinners. I know you.
No, that's the thing. I can't even say much about the movie, but nobody in that movie has gold fangs. There's some people with some gold teeth, but they don't have the gold fangs. But ever since that movie came out, everybody's been like, I want vampire teeth. So like a lot of people are getting gold fangs now. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird,
Maybe it's like
put that idea into the universe is what it is. Because I got these a long time ago.
A Toyota Supra and you think you're the only one with a Supra, and then now you see Supras everywhere you go.
Yeah. Something like that. Some psychology shit, whatever. So the next show is the 21st, right?
31st, end of the month.
The 31st
of the month. Yeah, don't go there on the 21st.
Where's it at?
Go up there on midget night.
What?
It's at the Joke Joint in Summerfield. Shout out my dude Alex. Yeah.
Listen. I don't go.
They just had almost a sellout at the midgets were there, so the fans are excited about real professional wrestling. Not that
I don't mess with midgets, bro. I'm here to tell you, I don't mess with midgets.
I don't either, bro.
Nope.
They scare me.
They fucking creep me out, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But dude,
I respect that.
Listen,
the art. Respect
I'm
the art.
I'm 6 foot, and they're down there. I don't know what they're up to. I can't always be watching them, dude.
That's my one weak spot down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. My wallet's down there. Like, I'm vulnerable. You could steal me from the waist down and really fuck me up.
Right
like,
there.
So little tiny assassins, bro.
Grandpa said the punch within 6 inches are the hardest one. So.
Little fucking pint-sized assassins, dude. That's what they are.
I thought you said something about Tommy Burns was going to be on this episode, or what's up with? I see all the flame. Are you doing subliminal? Speaking of psychology,
we could bring him on. We could bring him on right now.
I know he's not lurking in the back, so
nah, dude. I'm just saying we could send him a link and get him on right now.
Yeah, he's probably working tonight, so it's okay. I just want to shout out Tom. He's doing a great job, man, with all the adversity that upper management, including myself, is sending his way. Yeah. Because, as a coach, you want if your best players got it too easy, you know what I mean? They get complacent.
Yeah, they get stagnant.
Then when they got to face a Kamu, they ain't ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about that last match of his? I mean, some are saying that they cheated, he was rigged. Frank Reyes is on the tape.
Mm,
You saw the NCW weekly cover.
I I thought it was a good match, and me and him are from the same neighborhood, so like we don't cheat around there. We don't have to, you know.
Improvisation, you're saying? He's improvising.
What do you, what
It's
did he pull a Eddie?
like you could call
Did
a
he
holding on every play in the NFL, like on the O line. You could literally call holding every play if you wanted. And
did he pull a Eddie Guerrero or not?
I think he kind of pulled the Eddie Guerrero. Got him
Yeah,
on
but
the
dude,
rope,
nobody was looking, so doesn't
including
count,
the
bro.
ref. So that's what Cassidy was kind of mentioning. Maybe he paid him not to look. I don't
Hey
know. The
man,
jury's out.
I was just a spectator, bro. I don't know nothing. All I saw was a dope match, and the right dude won. So
I thought you were going to try to get your get back on Tommy at that point. I had security on you. Like, you kind of like squashed the beef, I noticed a little
I
bit.
had I
You
had
did
I had
pull your
something
mic.
planned. I had something planned, but he just randomly publicly on Facebook squashed it, you know? And it was like a realization moment because he was like, "We are from the same neighborhood." I was like, "Yeah, fucking duh."
I mean, we are all
So
from Sulphur Springs, so,
yeah, I don't think his manager. I still don't think his manager likes me though because of the Paul Heyman comment at the last show. I was just joking around, but I don't think
you're
he
talking
liked
about
it.
Jit Red.
He,
Nah, that's mad respect. I mean,
he introduced me, and I was like, "Thank you." What did I say? I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Thank you, Timu Paul Heyman."
you got to respect the kid. I mean, he's 16, just turned 17,
Bro, he cuts the
been
best
doing
fucking
it.
promos for a teenager.
And loves the business as much as we do. So and has gone through a lot of it. We're like we're like the rate. I feel like we're the Raiders of this. You know how Al Davis used to take everybody they said wasn't, and then put them all together and won a
Mm.
Super Bowl. Because these other guys have had the chance to use Tommy. They've had the chance to use Nick Swift. They've had the Chief. They've had these guys.
Mm.
It's just they haven't put it together like this in a presentation and the storylines. And I think that's what the fans are enjoying most about NCW.
Yeah, the storylines are lit, and it's definitely entertaining every time I see something going down. I've only been, what have I been in, like 2 shows?
There's only been 2 shows, Echo. That's what I'm saying. We've been here for 2 shows,
It
and I
feels like you
swear
guys have done more already.
I said we were the most hated, but I don't want to be hated. I want to say the fastest growing in the state of Florida.
You guys are like ECW.
We're pretty well known for after 2 shows. We use some of the guys from ECW. Shout out Super Crazy
I saw
last
that, dude. That
show.
shit was crazy, man. You had ECW legends up in there. I was like, there ain't no way. How the fuck did they do that, dude?
We got our ways, you know what I'm saying? Same way that people ask, how did Echo and Dom open up for Bubba Sparks or
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, or
Yeah.
you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I don't know, dude. I just know people, you know what I'm saying? I just meet the right
We
people,
don't
dude.
talk, we just touch our nose.
Hey,
So
how you doing?
how you doing? And if they
Huh.
want to believe it, great. If they don't, a lot of them don't believe it. A lot of the people that hate, and even when you have the video because they weren't there, they're like, "Oh, how's the off camera? You couldn't see as many this time because we had one camera botch." And as you're building a team and people want to try to steal your ideas or undermine, you got to maybe make some cuts here and there. And that's just the business world.
Well, that's the
So
thing. That's the thing nowadays. As soon as you come up with an idea, you gotta fucking create it and then put it on the internet right away. So that way, you got
it's
a time.
copyrighted.
You got a timestamp and proof, and you can call people out and shit.
That's your copyright, really. And
Yeah,
then you got to register it after. And then you got
yeah.
to get a trademark if you got a business and get a business license. And that's really why I did it, to try to set a standard. not to clean it up and whatever, because those people who doing what they're doing, they've been doing it so long. They try to use the excuse of, oh, that's just the business or whatever, you know. That would be like trying to sell cars like you did back in 1970 and just saying, oh, that's just the business.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to, the laws change, people change, you got to change, you got to keep your shit right. And now with the internet and with social media and reviews and all that, you know, and third party public fat platforms that you can't be defaming people and their companies without retribution or, you know, some, what's the word I'm looking for, having
Clout,
to, not clout, having to pay for your mistakes, because what you're doing is really against business laws and
repercussions.
repercussions, sir. Thank you. See, even though you lost all your hair, you didn't lose everything inside.
Dude, yeah, it still works, but it doesn't light up.
So, what's new on the Echo Sykes music scene? And tell me what's going on your end.
I
You
just
got
dropped the
any new
album.
songs coming for next show?
Well, I just dropped a new album called Switchblades. I did some of the songs at the events of yours, and I'm working on something now. I put a group together. It's just me and another dude, but it's called Already Dead, and we have a banger of a song written. We just haven't recorded it yet because me and him always have scheduling issues, or he's got something going on preventing him from coming over here. But we're trying to do a whole EP, and we meshed together pretty well. Like, he's on that song "Love Me When I'm Dead" off the Switchblades album, and it's a dope song. So I figured we should do a whole album. And the style is like like dark trap, like Suicide Boys style music, or that genre.
Right,
You
right,
know, just more
right.
darker trap style music, funk or whatever the fuck they call it. So
That's, I
that's
noticed that's where you kind of, the lane you kind of moved into.
Man, I should have been there the whole time. I mean, I don't know about that because I did do shows with like Bubba Sparks, like you
That's
said,
what
and
I was
Jelly
going to
Roll.
ask you. And you mentioned Forgiato Blow, the mayor of Magaville or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
How come you didn't go that route? Because those guys were kind of,
It's kind of corny to me, actually. MAGA rap. I
I kind of
mean,
think it's kind of corny too. Me too. I'm glad you said that.
there has been only maybe like a handful of like MAGA songs that I've heard that jammed, like F Biden 1 and 2 by Burden, Bryson Gray, and that Loza Alexander dude. Like, they did a decent job at doing some political rap songs, but most of it, like so much of it, is just corny as fuck. And I'm like, why would you fucking do that? That's stupid.
You
Now
think it's
you've just
because
taken
they were
yourself,
being
you've
called?
put yourself in such a small
You think
box
it's
in a
because like
genre
the
full of
culture,
subgenres. You've
the
boxed
culture
yourself in.
turned on him and called him a culture vulture? So now he just flipped on the culture and went straight MAGA rap.
Well,
Think that could
everybody jumped on
weigh in
that.
on it.
Everybody jumped on that country rap trend.
Yeah, but
Everyone.
a lot of people like Jelly Roll, a lot of people just converted to country singing. Like,
Yeah, that's lame to me. I don't even listen to Jelly Roll anymore. And I don't got like no beef with him or nothing or a problem with him, but I liked Jelly Roll, Totem Pole, the fucking rapper, then the country rapper. Now he's just full on country, and that's cool. I still like some country. I fuck with Morgan Wallen and Luke Bryan, but um obviously all
but
the
he wouldn't
originals.
know until
But
he made a song and then it became a hit.
yeah, dude, and now
So,
he's like this music
so
sensation.
do you stick with what is working and making you a lot of money, or do you? I think he'll go back and make a rap album one day,
Well, I mean, I get it, man, but
or maybe
I
even
think,
has one recorded. You don't
you know
know.
what, dude? You know what? I'll tell you this. MGK did a genre switch, and I've always liked MGK and his music.
That shit is ass. I
I
don't
hate
care.
I hate the clothes that he wears or the things that he does with his fashion, but his music's always been good. And he still, even when he genre switched, he still kept some rap somewhere in there for the day ones. And that's what Jelly Roll's not doing. like
And I
some
don't know
rapping every
though.
now and then. You know, he's full on country now. He don't rap at all anymore. And I'm like, bro, do one or
I
something
like
every
Jelly
now and
Roll.
then. The
I
new
like
shit,
Jelly Roll. I mean, yeah,
I don't have a
yeah,
problem with his new shit. It's just like not what I
yeah.
want from him, you
It's
know?
not all. I heard he's coming a preacher now.
Oh my God, dude.
That's what I heard. You heard it
Dude.
here first on this Sykes podcast.
Wait, what? Jelly Roll's gonna be a preacher?
That's what I heard.
Hey man, you know?
God bless him if he is. So
I mean, that's good because, you know, not a lot of people believe anymore. So hey, you know, maybe he could change a few people's minds. So, you know, I don't hate it.
yeah,
It's just such a silly thing to hear because I've been a day one Jelly Roll follower. So I'm talking since I was 19, where he was trap rapping fucking Jelly Roll, to watch him go all the way up to being a preacher, bro. That's just like, wait, what did you say?
you have the song "One More Beer" that you talk about when you're on tour with him, and how'd that end up happening?
The one I did with D-Rex.
Yeah, how'd you end up getting on tour with Jelly Roll?
I just, you know, I knew the right people. Um, I was in a band called Around the Bonfire, and we went on tour with him, you know.
No, I remember
And
that.
well, it wasn't a tour, it was 4 cities, so it was the Florida run of the tour.
That's a
So, but it
tour.
was, yeah, essentially, yeah. So the four major cities in Florida, you know, like Orlando, St. Pete's, Jacksonville. Where's the other one? Sarasota. Yeah. Well, I guess not major, but known. Um, yeah, that was lit. And then that led me to a lot of places, meeting a lot of people, and, you know, just constantly being somewhere productive in what I'm trying to do. You know, now I know so many motherfuckers personally, and I've done work with them, and the quality, it's made my quality improve and my knowledge. You know, I've gained a lot of knowledge because for a while, like there were so many just busters, local fucking busters with an ego, and you're not learning anything, and you're just, you know, getting into it with people all the time. Now I actually know people who have given me gems of knowledge that have helped out a lot. You know,
I
ever
think
since
it's
that
the
tour.
Tampa market, like even now that Doechie's won the Grammys and shit, the market is still like the same. And
For what, Tampa?
yeah, like there's no radio station support really. I'm not saying none. It's very minimal, which is probably
Don't we still have the same station we've always had?
I don't even know. I know the same DJs. I think the stations have changed.
The
So
station that you got into it with one time?
I don't which one, but yeah, probably still around.
The main one, the one that's been around forever.
Probably the one that picked Drake over D-Rex the one
Yeah, you
time
remember
on the
that, dude? Do you
call-in.
remember that?
Yeah.
I remember
I'm
that.
surprised you remember that.
I was like, are you really getting into it
Yeah.
with the biggest radio station around here?
I mean, the
The radio
numbers
station
don't
I've listened to
lie.
my entire fucking life. You're getting
They
into it with
had they had that Steiner math, bro.
yeah.
Because the numbers didn't lie, bro.
I did see the messages and they were being dicks though. I can confirm that because I saw the screenshots.
That
Dickheads.
was hilarious, dude.
Yeah, bro. That
Our
was fucked
adventure
up.
in the music world has just been wild.
Oh
Like,
man, I
and
got
that's
stories
what.
for days.
So I thought it was wild until I opened up this wrestling company.
Yo, fuck it, dude.
So
Life is short,
that's
man.
what
If you could do
right.
it, fucking do it.
How long have we been doing the music going? 9 years. I swear in 2 shows I've gone through as much stress as 9 years in the music business, if this has any
Yeah, bro.
if that puts
You're the
any
man behind the curtain, dude, and you're the fucking dude with the vest.
dude, if we could just go back to doing the 420 festival and some Friday night at whatever the Pegasus, I would be or the Orpheum.
That place is permanently closed now.
Yeah, we did the last wrestling show ever there.
At Pegasus?
Yeah, me and Tommy Burns. And
Really?
yeah, that's how we can segue into
Damn. I wanted.
You
I
saw,
didn't know that existed.
man, it was a flash in the pan thing. And Tommy, these guys. So we'll talk about janky ass promoters, okay? It was a
Telling me.
promotion, and they wanted to book Tommy, and they needed a spot. And Tommy said, "Oh, I can get a spot." Of course, he knew the peg we could get whenever. So we got the peg, told the dudes it was X amount. He called me up, talking about, "Unc, can we rent the ring?" And I was like, "Oh boy." We had never rented it to somebody, and I was like, "Man, no, we don't really rent it, Tommy. Who's on the card? Who's on the show?" And it was a lot of the guys from the school, were going to be on this show. So I was like, "Oh, only because it's the guys from the school, and I'll give you a deal, X amount." He said, me and the guys are going to split the door, and they're going to give me some money for the thing or whatever. So I was like, to myself in the back of my head, wasn't more about the ring rental. It was about, you know what? If me and Tommy can break the ring down, set it up in Tampa, do some kind of show and bring it back to my property up here, fucking, I can open my own company. Pretty much, I'm thinking. So it was like a beta test, right?
Oh, so wait, you guys just already had your own ring? That's it? You just had a ring?
Dom had bought his own ring years ago when we still lived in Tampa.
I remember he was trying to build one out of tires and plywood.
And that was like, dude, oh my God. That's when we lived. Yeah, remember you guys wanted to build a backyard one, and we shot the music video with Leo back in that house. Wow!
I took him to pick up the tires for it.
A whole bunch of tires and put them in the
This
back.
big old monster truck tires, dude.
Wow!
Hey man, it was a good idea.
That was before he ever went to wrestling school or trained or anything.
Yeah, bro, that was a while ago. What was that, like 2018 or something? 2020.
So like right after that, I had got a plug for the wrestling school, and he started going to school. And that was like a year before he graduated the Malenko Academy. And he was salesman of the month one month at the dealership, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm buying my own ring." Because the school was like, they didn't know if they were going to still be there or whatever. So we were living by the Hard Rock. He bought the ring, and I had barely enough room in the back. There was like, the dudes must have been like a mechanic, so he had a poured slab of concrete in the back where you could tell it had a lift, but the lift wasn't there no more. Just the holes where the lift used to be. And it was 20 by 14, and the ring's 16 by 16. So almost all the ring was on the concrete. Yeah, and we had it in the back, and he would train, and by himself or with me, we'd work out, and we had a brand new ring.
That's fucking awesome, man. That dude, if like,
yeah.
That as a kid, that was my dream. I was like, man, I wish I had a wrestling ring because I had a trampoline. It's not the same.
I think that was like at the time he had just been, because he wasn't even 21 when we started doing the music with y'all and everything. He wasn't even old enough to get in those clubs, him and Anthony.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't even old enough.
I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah.
That's why he never drank.
Yeah, and then remember
he's like no, he's like
pitcher.
He's like, I don't drink, bro. I just don't drink. And I was like, what a fucking
he
dork.
Pretty much didn't. And then once he turned 21, he started, he'd carry around the pitcher at some of the shows, but he pretty much still isn't a drinker or is.
Yeah. Bro.
Yeah.
I got a funny story about Gasparilla with him where we were drinking at Gasparilla one day, and then we get in the Uber. We get in the Uber, and he threw up in the backpack, and there was a bottle of vodka in there and some other shit.
Touch vodka, all the shit we got from the 420 festival. He took down there.
He fucking threw up in the backpack, and then like in the back of the Uber. And then when we get out, he just threw it in a garbage can. I was like, did you have to puke on the bottle of vodka, bro? Because I still wanted some of that. And he's like, it's done, dude. The bag is done. Fuck it. There's puke in there.
It was that orange citrus from Touch Vodka. Shout out Fat Dog Distillery, all our sponsors.
He said, because I was like, well, you can't handle your booze, bro. He's like, no, man, the Uber driver's cologne like got to me, man. It made me nauseous.
That patchouli.
Yeah, bro. I was like, all right, dude, just say you're drunk, bro. He's like, I'm telling you, it was the cologne, man. It fucked me up.
Weren't y'all going to do a music video that year too, and y'all never did? Because they did one with him and nephew did one the year before, I remember.
I thought we were supposed to do a video for Shameless.
Probably.
We just did a photo shoot for it. Y'all just
ended up shameless. Yeah, you did a photo shoot.
How you doing?
Yeah. How you doing?
Fuck them. They don't like me. Fuck them.
So got a good lineup of artists for
this we should probably talk about the event, huh? Who's doing what belts are on the line? What's going on?
We got Nephew again performing. We got Ortega. Beezy's coming to do his set. We're on tour like a rock star. I think we added Kush Whitaker.
Kush Whitaker? I ain't seen that motherfucker in years.
I think he's coming. Shout out my dude Kush.
Kush with a K.
You know, we got the 4 Horsemen of Comedy. We're at the Joke Joint. It's $10 to get in with free dinner catered by the Cuban restaurant right next door. Yeah, bro.
Man, if there's one or two things I like, it's a buffet at a strip club and a buffet at a wrestling event. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is unheard of. We're breaking barriers, bro.
Fucking A, man.
Diverse as it gets. So
if you want to,
I'm excited.
Add some strippers if you want to crank it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? You have a perfect 3.
Eventbrite and put a special promo code Negdog for tonight for half off any ticket on Eventbrite.
So wait, what's it called? The Joke Joint?
The Joke Joint in Summerfield, Florida.
Summerfield.
You know where that is?
It's like an hour from here.
I think it's about an hour north. Somewhere around the Villages and
oh shit, dude! What's your favorite color, loofah, bro?
Oh baby, you got that upside down pineapple by your mailbox or what? I heard it's crazy out there.
I got one in the kitchen ready to go, dude. Just for you.
I thought it was just a retirement home, but I heard it's a whole heck of a lot more.
Bro, they're in there doing things that I should be doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's why this show,
as a rapper, they're having way more fun than me. It's bullshit.
You never know. There could be a lot of them at the show. We've had on-the-go mobile advertising, been driving around with the billboards. You see the billboard you're on?
Yeah, I did.
The artist, the music one with you, Nephew, Damage. Yeah. So that's been driving all around Ocala. They're at the Kid Rock thing this weekend. Are you going to that?
The what? There's a Kid Rock thing this weekend?
Yeah, up there at Summerfield, Ocala. That's where Kid Rock's doing his.
I didn't even know about that. Nah, I gotta.
Doesn't he do a redneck fest?
I didn't even ever know about that.
You're out of the loop, bro. You're dark trap now. You're Switchblade.
Well, no,
Check
man.
out that new song by Echo Sykes, Switchblades, on all platforms. Let's talk about music and mayhem. I had a couple complaints, right?
Yeah.
One was about the rapper had a lot of comments. There was some cuss words in there, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious that some Karen that probably don't even got kids was complaining about it with blue hair. And all the kids that were there on stage were jamming the Switchblades. Or
hey,
Big
look,
D
man.
No, it was Big D Energy, actually.
Oh, no. Big Dick Player.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was a joke song, and now everybody loves it. And I'm like, the songs that I pour my heart into. You know what I'm saying? The joke song.
A couple of old folks didn't like it, complained about the music with the kids, but all the kids were up there. Got that Big D energy. I got that Big D.
Little kids yelling out "Big Dick Player," dude. I feel terrible. No, I'm just playing. I feel lovely.
How do you, I mean, come on, man. Kids only live once. You build memories forever.
Dude, when I was a kid, we had just gotten the internet and it wasn't censored yet. So I was watching all kinds of crazy shit on there, like that website rotten.com. You remember that one?
Oh man, Rotten. That was crazy. Like that was so taboo. It was
Bro, I
like
traumatized myself on purpose, and then I kept doing it.
when y'all's rotten was my Faces of Death on
Yeah,
VHS.
bro.
It
I
was
checked that
Faces
shit out
of Death.
too.
The
Fucking
guy,
the Faces of
the
Death
guy
videos.
parachuting into the gator pit at Gator Land.
Or the dude that like dropped the car in his leg and severed his leg.
Are you giving me kisses, Mickey
Yeah,
Mouse?
bro.
We got a Negdog in here giving me leg kisses. Let's talk about. I know you're excited about this because we have the women's division. We are opening up at this Music and Mayhem 3.
Oh shit, dude, you got
So the women's championship belt is on the
Lady
line.
Hulks?
I would call them more on the diva side. You know what I'm saying?
That's a mighty fine belt you got there, bro.
I would say we're looking for number one, women. Okay. Number two, that can wrestle and that are athletes and can perform. So like it's been a lot of questionable thing going on in women's athletics. And we like
Wait,
to make wrestling great again.
wasn't there a couple of twins from around here that were doing that?
That were
Or at least
wrestling.
like I swear to God, man, I think like on Nick's profile one day, he was like
Oh
shouting out
yeah,
these two
you're
girl
talking about the
wrestlers.
Go Hard Life twins. Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
they're
the twins.
the Wild twins. Yep,
Where are
Lindsay
they at?
Story. They're the women of wrestling champions, or I don't know if they have the belts right now in California.
Oh,
Check them out.
dude.
It's on the CW every Saturday. Miami Sweet
Oh
Heat.
shit.
You can check them out. They're called Miami Sweet Heat. So shout out the twins, Lindsay and
Yeah, dude.
Lori.
Can you still holler at
And
them? Can you get them? Can you get them involved or what?
we're in negotiations, sir. They're under their contract with WoW right now, so we're
Mm.
trying to when they get a break. Hopefully, we can get them over at NCW. But they
Hey,
are
listen,
supporting, and yeah,
those two are like
they'll
fucking
beat your ass, bro.
yeah, bro. They're like bad,
They're
bro.
bad and they're badass. So
Yeah, bro. I'm saying.
right, so yeah, that's the kind of girls we're trying to bring in. And speaking of, I'm
Yo,
bringing.
hey, remember that show Futurama, Death by Snoo Snoo? That's them, dude. Bro.
That's after my time, son. But
Yeah,
okay.
you don't take them out, they
We
take you
got
out, dude.
Natalia Markova coming, the Russian crush. She's the current Jericho Cruise champion.
Listen, I love Russians, bro. I'm supposed to go. I got tons
You've
of friends.
seen
I'm supposed to go over
Natalia,
there.
right? Have you looked her up? Did you see the
No,
promo or
no. Where's she at?
Natalia Markova?
She need a green card?
She's already here. She lives in Clearwater, or I don't want to give away where she lives in Russia.
I'm trying to go to Russia, man. I'm supposed to go there soon.
She's blessed us with her presence, and she will be wrestling for the first ever NCW.
What's her name?
Natalia Markova. Look her up right now.
Natalia Markova.
Markova.
The one with 141,000 followers?
Oh yeah.
Damn, she's bad.
Yeah, she did a missile drop kick off the cat top on NWA. She's currently signed with NWA. She is signed with NWA. The looks that kill, the Russian crush.
She reminds me of like a young Trish Stratus.
I got her on the wall here. I met her a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but in dog years, about 5 years ago when Dom first started.
Dog ears.
She's always
Got that
supported
dog in me.
Nick Swift, and she supported us and what we're doing, and likes what we're doing, and is excited about wrestling for the belt.
Yeah, dude, you got to get her in there, man. She's dope. She looks dope.
She's in, and we have a mystery opponent we haven't announced yet, but I have an opponent that is one of her nemesis, let's just say. So we'll be announcing that Negdog Championship Wrestling on Facebook and all social medias if you haven't checked it out yet.
Does she need a manager? I've never managed anybody, but does she need one?
I don't think so. Like her and Brian Idol are the looks that kill. He's kind of like her manager too, and he is also going to be on the show. I don't know if you saw Brian Idol. He's also signed with NWA. He'll be wrestling Insane John Strange for the first time. And Brian is the national booker and Chicago territory president for the National Wrestling Alliance. So there's a little side story there. During the hurricanes, he had booked John Strange for NWA. And when John's show was supposed to come, a hurricane came and he didn't get his opportunity. The show got canceled.
Which one? Which hurricane?
I don't remember offhand. We'll have to ask Mr. Strange. But yeah, that is a true story. That isn't a work. So when you hear Strange saying that Brian Idol gave these other jabronis a chance, and since that hurricane, he forgot about old John Strange, but he ain't going to forget anymore after May 31st. So, yeah, we got Natalia versus a mystery opponent. We got John Strange versus Brian Idol, NWA. And then I just signed also Carolina Cruz, who made her WOW debut. She was on AEW and started with NXT. So she's an up-and-coming young female women's wrestler who definitely has title aspirations, and we're excited to have her as part of the roster.
That sounds lit.
Yeah, so our women's division is starting. We will announce her opponent also. This is probably our best card ever, along with the Four Horsemen of Comedy, more musical artists, the Joke Joint, free Cuban food. I mean,
oh yeah, dude, I can't wait to go to this one.
Dude, if you haven't got your tickets yet, you got to go to Negdog. There's some advanced general admission and VIPs left if you want to be right there in the dog pound, right there by the stage and the entryway. We got a reserved area for our VIPs, and you usually get a souvenir lanyard and VIP badge that you can walk around with and flex on everybody with.
And y'all got merch too.
Always got merch. Always got merch. Always
here's
got merch.
Here's one piece of merch.
Beanie. That fit on that skull or what? Keep that skull warm?
Yeah.
Skull cap?
I was happy you gave that to me because your boy was chilly that night.
Yeah, that first one was cold, huh?
Oh, yeah,
it was like 38, 39 degrees at match time when Dom and Tommy were out there with no shirts on.
Yeah, I had to rock the leather jacket.
Shit, I was all bundled up, layers.
That was a fun one though, man. We're coming up on time. We're coming up on an hour. What else is left to plug?
Great, man. I think we covered it all. Just check us out.
There's nothing left to plug or anything?
Negdog.com. Yeah, let's give a shout out to all our sponsors for helping us get to where we are. Tarzan's Gorilla Athletics, Neglio's Hobby Shop, Car Stars, Nerds with Money. .com, Turf Restoration, shout out Speak That Shit, King Castle ENT. I know we're missing some more sponsors, but love y'all, man. And yeah, we can do it without them. And if you're interested in sponsoring, hit up Echo. He's got a sponsorship package for the Sykes Ward here. He's got a good platform. We're trying to get him going like more than once a month,
Yeah, I was pretty consistent for a while.
Consistency is the key to casting.
Man,
because you build up the fan base, and then if you're not there, they change the channel.
Yeah. I've been running out of seconds trying to get a minute these days.
People want to hear about that.
Time really does start flying by fast as fuck for some reason the older you get. I don't know why.
We've been in a time warp since 1999, sir. So
here we go. That's another episode.
We can end it with that. We're here in the Sykes Ward.
that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
man.
What?
What?
Yeah. Anyway, man.
Get your tickets to see Echo Sykes live May 31st.
Send me all the links.
Florida.
Send me all the links so I can put all of it in the description when I post this.
You can basically Google Music and Mayhem 3, and it'll pop up on Eventbrite. That's how strong we are right now.
Don't you just love
Or you can
saying?
type in Neg.dog.
Don't you just love telling people to Google it because
Google
it's
me,
like,
bitch. How long
yeah,
have you
bro.
been saying that?
I've been saying that for years now. Like, what do you do? Be
Negdog.dog.
like, Google me, bitch. I just look it up, dude. I'm everywhere.
When I used to play 2K, Big Guido would be like, Google me. They didn't believe I was this old whooping their ass at 2K.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Well,
Yeah,
fuck,
man, I
man.
appreciate you having me, and
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Tag us in the posts, and we'll
Yo,
see
you
you
know what
all the
sucks?
time.
You know what sucks is on my Facebook page for the Sykes word. I try to tag you on there, and it doesn't pull you up. It doesn't pull anybody I know up for some reason. Even if they like the page,
They have to
it won't let
like
me.
and follow the page, I
I
think.
mean, but I think
Goofy.
like some people in the past that I have tried to tag, they did, and it still wouldn't let me for some reason. It was weird.
Sometimes when I'm on the NCW Facebook and trying to tag guys, sometimes they don't pop up too. It's weird.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Facebook,
Facebook's
that shit.
Zuckerberg.
He ain't. He's just playing. He's actually like thinks he's a fighter or some shit. I heard he's training with Dana White or some
Oh,
shit.
dude, he popped out with a little fro and a gold chain and asked everybody to forgive him. Sorry, everyone. Y'all was right the whole time. Censorship is whack, and it's like, we don't forgive you, bitch. Shut up. All right, man. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Solid interview.
See you at the show May 31st, baby.
Gang, baby. About to be lit.